Welcome to Main Street Living. I'm Cheryl Nelson.
Hey guys, I'm Quincy Carr.
And I'm Danielle Alvari.
Hey guys. So the weather, I think, is the top story around the country. I mean, gosh, so many parts of the U.S. have been in the deep freeze, and people maybe not used to being without power have had to get used to that. The cold temperatures, and of course, the polar vortex has been in the news. You guys know what the polar vortex is?
No, please help us, Cheryl.
Something that Santa created.
You know what's funny about this is the term polar vortex has actually been around since 1853. So I'm not sure how it got hyped over the past few years because it's not a new phenomenon. So basically what the polar vortex is, it's a large area of low pressure and cold around the Earth's poles. Okay, so in the winter, in the northern hemisphere, the polar vortex can become less stable and it can start to expand. When that happens, it basically breaks down and we'll see little dips in the jet stream. And remember, the jet stream separates cold air from the north, from warm air down to the south. It can actually send that Arctic air down to the south. And that's exactly what had happened in the central portion of the country, all the way down, to the Texas and Mexico border and the Gulf Coast states. So it's been pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, my parents are stuck down there. They're dealing with the rolling blackouts and all that stuff, and they're in Austin. I remember growing up in Austin. I only saw snow once in the time that I grew up in Austin, and the snow was all the way down to Houston. So,
it's pretty amazing to see that. And I've lived in Syracuse. I worked in Syracuse for years, so I've had my fair share of lake effect snow. How about you guys, Danielle?
I had very limited experience with snow. I was in Wyoming as my first job at the local news station. So one of my very first packages I ever had to put together, I got some snow on me, even though I mentioned to Cheryl, the meteorologist I was with told me this is actually technically graupel. So I don't even know if that was my real true snow experience, but that's the first one I remember.
Graupel's so cool. It's basically like a snow pellet. So it's awesome to see that.
It hit me like them. It hit me like that.
Yeah, so, it's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like hail too, right?
Oh, don't even get me started. I need a whole nother discussion for no. So graupel is just falling and changing phases, basically. So you have a snowflake, all right? It starts to melt a little bit, and then you get some super cold water that freezes on it. But it's still white because you still have that crystal in there. It doesn't melt completely like sleet. But we'll talk about hail another time. That's
lots more to learn.
Downdrafts. Yeah. But we're running out of time. So we've got a great show coming up for you today. We've got a segment for the bird lover in your life.
Oh, that's right. And we're also exploring some Black history at Providence College, too.
Love that. We're going to talk to John Schaefer about college hoops.
But first, we will explain how you can create your very own theme song. This is going to be super exciting, super cool. We get one for us on Main Street Living. So stay with us. You don't want to miss it.
Okay.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. Well, Valentine's Day may be over, but there's always another holiday or birthday around the corner and another reason to get a great gift or give a great gift.
Definitely. And I think we can all agree it's kind of hard to find something that has a special meaning or will be special or unique for our recipient. But of course, here on Main Street Living, we're here about solving your problems. So we've solved that for you because we have the perfect gift idea. Here to explain it is Omea, a tout from Songlorious. Omea, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Hey there.
So tell us, what is Songlorious? What are you guys all about?
Basically, Songlorious, it's simple. It's a website where you go on there, you put all your information in, personal details, as much as or little as you want. And we have a list of about over 100 artists, and they take the details and they turn it into a song about you or about whatever you want it to be about.
Right. So, you clearly have the talent to do all these different songs, but what kind of occasions do you usually write for?
Oh, yeah. There's every occasion, really, that we've done anniversaries, birthdays, breakup songs for people's dogs. Yeah.
That's so funny. What about songs for people's cats? Do you guys do that too? Callie wants a song.
Oh my God.
Look at adorable.
She's fine.
She's a singer, Cheryl.
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah. So you guys do that as well. And who writes and performs the songs? Do you have musicians you work with?
Yeah, so we have a team of over 100 musicians, and we have they're all independent professional artists. Some of them have been on The Voice. They're just very talented people.
Wow.
And as we get the orders in, we give them out, and they pick them up and make songs.
Nice.
Wow. Well, I would imagine because a lot of people were put out of work due to COVID, especially live musicians. I know Quincy used to perform on cruise ships himself. Have you guys been able to put some musicians to work that weren't able to perform because of COVID?
Yeah, I mean, giving musicians a job in general is a great thing. They're always looking for work. It's hard to find work as a musician, but during COVID especially, gigs are canceled. They have no income, no way of making money off their talent. So it's been an awesome opportunity to give them that chance.
Yeah, I would imagine. And I'm sorry, I'm a little thrown off because Cheryl's request for you to do a cat song. I'm sure you have more crazier songs that you've written, right?
Cats is that's up there with some of the weirder stuff we've done. We actually have done cat songs, and we've done dog songs before. And we had a mother make a song for both her sons. One was for him to eat his dinner, and it was like scolding him. And then another one was for her other son to get off the Xbox and go mow the yard. So
wow, those are actually pretty unique.
That's a lot of effort.
Yeah. How long does it typically take to write a song, and what would you say is the average price?
So the song takes 4 business days. That's a typical. We do have a expedited delivery of 2 business days. And the typical price starts at $45 for a 30-second kind of jingle, and it goes up to a full 3-minute song, and that's about around $200.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you notice kind of an uptick in business during COVID? What have been the responses to the songs?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. It seems like people are looking for ways to communicate their emotions and love and maybe hate, and it's hard to do it during COVID since you can't see people. So I see them as often. So they've been, it's definitely been an uptick. A lot of people, it seems to be helping them in one way or another. Yeah.
I was just telling Quincy I haven't been able to express my hate to people as well. So it would be nice to.
And I don't know why she's telling me that.
Yeah, watch out.
Yeah, you mentioned Tick. So do you put any of these songs on TikTok at all? Because I know that's a popular platform.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually, and we do have a lot of requests for some TikTok songs, and we do publish our songs if requested on all streaming services, including TikTok.
Cool.
Oh wow!
All right, and I hear that you made a song for us on Main Street Living. So why don't we take a listen to that?
Danielle in Vegas works for the sports betting network. She's a cheerleader from UCLA who likes to bake. Quincy's in Virginia, married with a 10-year-old daughter. Used to work on the cruise ships, making people laugh all day. Cheryl's in Virginia, a meteorologist. Loves travel and cats, she's gluten-free and vegan. There's Carla, the producer, and Mike, the director. Shannon, the editor, and they're all on Main Street Living. Yeah, they're all on Main Street Living.
That's right.
Wow. Oh, man, that was awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That was by one of our artists, Jesse LaBelle. He's a very talented guy.
Okay.
What was your inspiration? How did you come up with the tune for us?
Well, Jesse is one of our artists. We signed the song to him, and he just basically just starts running. Just like any musician, he finds inspiration from your guys' story, and that's how he just puts it together in his head. He's a creative person, and he just does it.
It's so great for especially for people who maybe don't feel like they're that creative. You can outsource it. You can outsource your creativity.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And where can people get more information?
Thank you for having me. And just go to songlorious.com. The Song and Glorious put together with 1G.com. And it's a very simple process.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Mayor, for stopping by.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You can order your very own song at songlorious.com. Danielle, Cheryl, it looks like we're taking this show to a whole nother level, so high that after the break, we're going to be up close and personal with some fascinating birds. So I promise you don't want to miss this flight. Hey, welcome back to Main Street Living. As I mentioned before, ladies, we are about to take flight. Isn't that right, Cheryl?
Oh my gosh, yes. And we are all ready to get back out into the world. And I, for one, am really looking forward to some hands-on travel experiences. In fact, if you guys are fascinated by birds of prey, then we have found the ultimate experience for you. Total Raptor Experience in Ramona, California puts you up close and personal with these unique and magnificent birds. Check it out.
I thought it was really fun to have a real live animal on my arm because I've never had a prior experience like that before. It was really a good experience to be able to be that in touch with nature.
The basic falconry experience is just learning a little bit about the bird, about the history of falconry, and then flying an interactive flight with the bird. So 4,000 years ago, somebody in the Far East saw a bird of prey catch food, and they went, hey, I wonder if I could get that bird to help me catch food. They didn't have supermarkets.
I liked it, like seeing it fly from your hand onto a tree and then back to someone else's hand.
The first time or two it comes at you and you have your arm out there with the food, it's a very cool experience.
It was really cool to see how they landed on you and their approach even, and how they flew like through the air.
You know, when you think Raptor Experience, you're just visualizing a big bird landing on your arm, but this was obviously much more than that.
This is moonshine, and moonshine is a barn owl that collects sound so that they can triangulate what they're looking for. Is the sound to the right? Is it to the left? Is it up high? Is it down low? And that's how they can find stuff.
My daughter Drew is in the 4th grade right now, and what they're learning right now is all about owls and raptors. And so when a friend told me about this experience, I thought it would be the perfect time to bring her up and be able to see the owls firsthand.
Now, another thing that's kind of interesting about the owls, 70% of what you see is feather. So when you look at a skull of a bird like this, look at how tiny that's compared to his face. Well, I'm not a rescue, but I do take animals as long as I can take care of them. So all the stuff that I have is just animals and stuff that just gives me a lot of joy. I have the pigs and tortoises and a turkey whose name is Bobby Boucher, and he's totally cute, and he gobbles when you gobble. An alpaca, sheep, and emu, and a variety of other little things. If you want to take that little tour, then I let you feed some of the animals and you can pet some of the animals. She has a little bit of an issue with sharing. Do we have a problem sharing? Yes, we do. Isn't she funny? I know, Nellie, Nellie, Nellie.
Oh, I love the alpaca. She was so soft. And Nellie was my favorite, definitely Nellie.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And then we were able to feed strawberries to the tortoises and to the potbelly pigs, which was a whole nother adventure as well. So just a lot of different little experiences along the way that made it really fun.
Understanding conservation, preservation, and that we all kind of coexist in this world together.
Does the bird mean more to you than he did half an hour ago? If we explain to people some of the issues that they're having, more people might take it more seriously.
as Terry said, is so important because being able to touch and have that animal right on your arm is a lot more touching and meaningful than just being able to see the animal, and provides you with experience about why this would be vital for their protection.
Oh, Terry is awesome. She's quite the character. When you see her interact with the animals, you really understand how much she cares for and loves these animals. It comes across.
I think this is just one of those hidden gems that's a great experience, not only for adults, children, just in a good way for a family to get out and enjoy what San Diego has to offer.
Just walking around and seeing the animals and interacting with the animals, put your phone away and just enjoy life a little bit. It feels good and it makes me laugh, and anything that can make you laugh is a keeper.
Wow. Now, I will say this. I had no idea an owl has that much rhythm. Did you see the shimmy shake?
That will help me get over my fear of birds for sure, because that's the closest thing we have to dinosaurs. So,
I mean, you guys, I love that place. It was so cool. I'm so fascinated by it. And the Total Raptor Experience is an unforgettable family activity, or even the perfect gift for the bird lover in your life. So you can find out more information or even book your private avian encounter at totalraptorexperience.com. Sign me up.
Yes, definitely. Well, moving things right along, stick with us, because coming up, we're celebrating Black History Month on campus with Friars in Black. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. Cheryl, celebrating Black History Month for so many in this country can be such an eye-opening experience. And I can tell you, Providence College in Rhode Island, they've actually added to it by creating a unique daily campaign which highlights the impact and accomplishments of some of their Black athletes, coaches, and administrators. So we actually joined today by Nick Saylor from Providence College. He's here to tell us a little bit more. How you doing today, Nick?
Hey there.
I'm doing all right. It's such a pleasure to be here with you all.
Hey, well, thanks for joining us, my man. How did you come up with the idea for the Friars in Black campaign?
Yeah, so firstly, just a little bit of a quick background. I was a student athlete at Providence College, graduated in 2017, and had the awesome opportunity to come back and work there in this new role as Director of Training in Education for Institutional Diversity. And so when I came back, I thought about, what can we do during Black History Month to honor, our Black excellence that's so steeped in our tradition at Providence College. So, starting to think about, some of our history and really thinking about how learning about our past really inspires us for our future, gives us strength, gives us collective sort of unity, and really can, propel our department forward, just learning more about our history. So it really was just sort of a simple idea. And we thought that we could utilize the platforms that we have through our social media to really galvanize people together and learn more about, our rich tradition at Providence College.
Nice.
I love that. And who are some of the people you've highlighted?
So great question. So, we're a big time college athletic school. So we got a lot of names. So I'll try to, run through a couple of them. Jimmy Walker, Bryce Cotton, Shaka Daly, Ryan Gomes, the late great John Thompson, obviously known for his time at Georgetown as a coach, but he's a Providence College alum. We've highlighted some of our current student athletes. So I want to give them a couple shout outs: Remy Olatunji, Missy Cunningham, Andrea Cooper, and some of our athletes from different sports. So not just our men's and women's basketball, some of our lacrosse players, some of our women's ice hockey players, some of our men's and women's soccer players. So we really started to think about the gambit, right? Because when we think about, Black history, we think about Black excellence. It's not monolithic, right? It's we're excellent across all things, all sports, all sorts of traditions, Yeah,
and you touched on that, being excellent in so many things. A lot of times Black athletics is not accustomed to like hockey and and things like that. So must be a lot of achievements that you've learned just through the alum there, right?
Absolutely. I think one of the great things about coming back and working at PC in this role is that you really learn that we've been doing this for a long time. And I think, the more that you know about, for instance, Mal Brown, who was our first athletic trainer, was a football player back in 1934 at PC, something that we don't have a football team anymore, right? So just to think about, him as an athlete, but him as our first athletic trainer, and there's awards named after him, and we kind of take some of these things for granted at PC in our daily sort of, run-of-the-mill sort of operations. But having the chance to look back and think about, our history is really cool, not only just for our alumni that get to, see a shout out from someone that, they played with or they went to school with, but for our current student athletes and our current coaches to really recognize and understand that, our history is so deep and really impactful.
Definitely. And how has the response been to your campaign so far?
It's been great. It's been great. One of the things that I love is, as a young guy, just a social media head, just to see all the retweets, the quoted tweets on Twitter and all of that has been fantastic. But also when you're on campus, right, just learning, seeing people get excited about, who's going to be highlighted today, who's going to be highlighted on our social media today, or I didn't even know this person was a former athlete at PC. Maybe I'll reach out to them and create these connections with different alums and just learning more about our history. It's been really great all across the board, not just for our current student athletes, but our coaches, our administrators, other parts of the college. So it's really been a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, and Nick, and you guys are so committed to diversity there at Providence College. Why is it such an important mission for the institution?
So great question, right? So thinking about, the mission and the foundation of the college, right? We're a Catholic and Dominican school, and we think about building a beloved community, right? What does that really mean? And really thinking about how we can honor and celebrate, our Black excellence, because at the core of it, when we think about how we want to be treated and how we want to respect and honor the life and the impact of all of us, it's really important that we do that work and we intentionally celebrate, we intentionally uplift and create those opportunities to learn, right? Our motto is Veritas, seeking truth and seeking understanding. And through this process, we're doing that in sort of a early sort of capacity. So really, really great stuff. And it's just been a really exciting opportunity for all of us at Friartown.
I can see your passion in that. And I love it. I love everything that you're doing. Where can our viewers go to learn more?
I appreciate it. So if you are interested, make sure that you follow along on our Twitter handle at PC Athletics, search the hashtag Friars in Black, visit our providence.edu website, reach out to anybody at PC. It's a really fantastic opportunity. We're looking forward to what this looks like this year and moving forward in the years ahead.
Thank you, my man.
All right.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. Well, a lot more ahead on Main Street Living. Coming up, we are talking college hoops. Stay with us. Welcome back to Main Street Living. Guys, I know a lot of people are looking forward to some March Madness.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. We've had enough madness going on in every other aspect of the world, so it'd be nice to just isolate it to March. I know a lot of us would be using sports as a distraction, right? So thank goodness for college basketball, and joining us to talk about the latest on the road to the NCAA tournament, all its twists and turns, we have John Schaefer. John, thanks so much for joining us on Main Street Living.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me today.
All right, now we're just a weeks away from the NCAA tournament. What is the latest in the path to the playoffs?
It's been a wild year in college basketball, as you'd expect, and there have been stops and there have been starts, and there's so many Division I programs. But the good news is the plan is for a tournament in the state of Indiana in the middle of March. There was no tournament in 2020 because of the pandemic. So hopefully the tournament kicks off with 68 teams. We crown a national champion because there hasn't been a national champion in the last couple of years. So all roads right now are for Indiana and the state of Indianapolis.
Yeah, John, and you work closely with San Diego State, which is actually having a really good year. So what should we be watching for from them in the next couple of weeks?
It's been an amazing year for San Diego State. Really, a year ago was one of the best seasons in the history of San Diego State University basketball. They went 30-2 a year ago. they were considered to be maybe a national title favorite in 2020. So they haven't had that identical year, but they've got a lot of leadership and experience back from that 2020 team. This has been a team that's been to the NCAA tournament 9 or 10 times in the last 2 decades. So it's a team that is used to getting there. They hope to get there again. And if they get there, they hope to make some noise. They've been to a couple of Sweet 16s in the last decade. If they can get to another one in 2021, it would be just a terrific year out west for the Aztecs.
Sure thing.
Definitely. Always a really tough team, right? You yourself are hosting a new podcast, right? Left Coast Sports, available on yourview.com or wherever people get their podcasts now. What are you talking about on your show?
So far, it has been all about college basketball out west. We've been covering San Diego State, USC, UCLA, the programs on the West Coast.
That's great, because normally it's like an East Coast bias, right?
Exactly. So we're covering some West Coast sports. You know, I stay up late at night, watch a lot of college basketball. So we've been covering college basketball, but once the college basketball season is over, we're going to get into Olympics. A lot of Olympians train actually in Southern California and in San Diego County. So we'll lead you up to the 2021 Olympics, hopefully in Tokyo. And then once we get into the summer and the fall, there's a ton of prep sports, obviously in Southern California, lots of Division I athletes. So we've been talking with coaches, players, people that, you know, are making a difference and are impactful in college sports, professional sports, and prep sports in Southern California.
So, so my question is regarding the tournament, John. How do you do your bracket? Okay, can you share with us how you do your bracket? Mine is destroyed after the first couple of games every year.
Yeah, there's no right way to do it, by the way. I mean, my dog can pick a better bracket than I can, and my career has been made, you know, covering college sports. So there's no easy way. You know, sometimes you got to get lucky. You know, tens and tens of thousands of brackets are filled out. More than that, tens of millions of brackets are filled out in the U.S. each and every year. Some years, you know, you pick a majority right. Some years you pick a majority wrong. I mean, the odds of getting them all right is virtually impossible. You know, it's billions and billions and billions. I think you have a better chance of winning the lottery than you do of picking every single game right. But with me, it's
I just $2. Yeah. So I got a shot.
You just won $2
exactly. You got a shot. Exactly.
So speaking of things that we hope are just very small chance of happening, you mentioned that there's a plan for this to happen in Indiana. What do you think so far about how the NCAA has handled the COVID situation? How do you see it impacting the tournament?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think that they have a really good plan in place, but unlike what the NBA did, which was literally a bubble, and they put all their teams in the same site and kept them away from anyone else for months on end, the NCAA can't do that. They are going to require 7 consecutive days of negative tests for all of the schools in the tournament before they even get to Indiana. And then, of course, they'll be strictly tested once they are in the state of Indiana. And most of these games will happen in the city of Indianapolis. There's a scenario where maybe one of the teams can't go out of the 68. You know, will there be teams that are waiting on standby to enter the field if someone can't go? That's a question that hasn't yet been answered. But I think by and large, they've got a good plan. The question is, can it be executed fully over the course of 2 or 3 weeks to keep these students safe and to keep this tournament on track to crown a national championship, a national champion at the beginning of April?
Now, John, can I ask you real quick? Sorry, Quince.
Yeah.
The Blue Bloods are not doing as well this year, right? The Kentuckys of the world, Duke and et cetera, right? Do you think that the selection committee is going to take that into consideration? Do you think that they're worried about ratings being lowered? Are they going to be trying to get some of those schools in that maybe would be on the fringe?
It's been a really weird year. You're 100% right. I mean, Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, Michigan State. Ultimately, the committee's job is to pick the best 68 teams, not to pick teams based on their legacies or traditions or what they've done previously. It's supposed to be based on 2021. Is there a scenario where a team that has that tradition is able to get in over a team with less of a long-term history of success in college basketball? Ultimately, humans make these decisions. 10 humans pick the field of 68. So there's a possibility a blue blood that might not be as deserving as someone else finds their way into the field. But ultimately, that's not the committee's job. The committee's job is to find the best teams and put them in Indianapolis this year.
Great.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Great. Well, really quick, John, how can people follow you? I'm sorry, follow you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find Left Coast. Yeah, you can find Left Coast Sports anywhere where you get your podcasts. I'm on social media, very active on Twitter at John Schaefer, JONSCHAEFFER. But yeah, hope you check out the podcast. If you're a fan of just athletics, college basketball, sports, with a West Coast slant, you can check it out at yourview.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, John, for stopping by. And don't forget to check out John's podcast, Left Coast Sports. That's with every new episode on Thursday, okay? Also on March 13th with the Advanced Indianapolis show. So you can set your DVR for that. And Danielle, one thing the NCAA tourney definitely produces every year is future pro stars. And when we return, we're going to do some fancy footwork displaying Under the Stars. So we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. Well, the pandemic continues to be a challenge for so many, but it's also been opening the doors of creativity.
Definitely. And I think we can all agree it's been inspiring to see how arts organizations have been able to kind of pivot and overcome during this pandemic and find creative ways to stay connected with their audiences and the communities, right, that they're part of. So Ballet Arizona's Ballet Under the Stars program, just another great example. Let's take a look.
Ballet Arizona was founded in 1986. We were founded from the merger of 3 failing dance companies in the area. They thought, they would incorporate and become stronger together, and we've been on the rise ever since. Our building is really one of the crown jewels of our organization. We had just 2.5 studios before, and now we have 7 full-size studios for dancing, so it's an amazing space for dance classes, performances, all sorts of learning to take place here. We have a black box theater called the Dorrance Theater, where we do some more intimate productions during the year. We also have a costume shop, a full costume shop, and also a full production scene shop where we can build our own costumes and sets and do maintenance and things in-house. Ballet, it's the foundation of a lot of different dance styles. It teaches you the basics about how to coordinate and move your body gracefully and how to use your body in new ways, grace, respect, how to comport yourself. Ballet was originally a court dance, and it was, even before that, just a court ritual, how to move about in the court with deference to the king, with deference to your peers, so that you were, never in direct contrast with that. Ballet Under the Stars is a program that we've done for so many years. We started it back when we were in our very small strip mall studio, and it's a program where we travel out to parks around the valley and we present a full hour evening of professional dance in the parks for free for Arizonans. And this year, with the COVID-19 pandemic, we sort of had to transition a little bit and make sure that we could still serve the community with this wonderful program, but in a safe way. We had guests from all over the country attend, so it was really wonderful to be able to offer our Ballet Under the Stars program at such a wide level, because we've never been able to reach that many people before. Donate to one of our various campaigns. Right now we have the Be Our Bridge Fund that's taking us forward to next season, helping us cover this COVID-19 gap. Even volunteering, if you can spare some time, if you want to get to know more about us, becoming a volunteer is a great way to support as well. It's really an art form that can transform people and show you who you are and what everything means to you. And so I think that that's really important for the community to know that dance and classical ballet is there to bring something out of you.
Wow, ladies, look, and you can find more information about Ballet Arizona and their Ballet Under the Stars program at balletaz.org. Now, that's not the only thing going on in Arizona. I don't know if y'all realize this, but they can also fire up their grill too. So, can't wait for this.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. Now, Quincy, you've probably been working up your appetite since we took that break, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. I can tell you it's been very wintry around most of the country right now, but warmer days are on the horizon, which means now is the perfect time to hone in your queuing skills, your barbecue skills, of course, when springtime hits. And you can probably be the grill master too. So luckily, there's a class for that, and it's at Phoenix Barbecue and Grilling School. Let's see what they're doing.
My name is Anthony Reddick. I'm the owner of Phoenix Barbecue and Grilling School. Come on in, folks. The methods of barbecuing I teach here at Phoenix Barbecue and Grilling class are the understandings of temperature and concept of temperature, and understanding on the different types of grills, meaning like smokers, gas grills, ceramics, and infrared. The people who attend our courses are couples, ladies only, men only. Sometimes it's a date night. We also have occasionally some children that come in. So on our typical 101 class, it's a 6-hour class. It starts off with in the morning. Everybody comes in, we go through some slides understanding the different types of grills and smokers, and then we teach you how to inject, how to put rubs on. We also have seafood and steak classes. Those are about 3.5 to 4 hour classes, and those are usually in the evening on a Saturday. We also do holiday classes 3 times a year, and we also do advanced smoking classes 2 times a year. If you can cook it in an oven, I can cook it on a grill. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, a grill's perfect temperature is 350 degrees. The biggest mistake most people have is they turn their grill on and they don't know what temperature it is. And the reason I'm talking about this is they put a steak on there. The next thing you know is they gotta flip that steak over, and they gotta flip it over again, and they gotta flip it over again and flip it over again. Why? Because it keeps catching on fire. The natural juices are pouring out of it too fast, drying the steak out, which then is catching on fire. That's why we're flipping it and flipping it and flipping it and flipping it. So all we're trying to do is just understand how we can get to that temperature.
So we came out today because my girlfriend and I thought it would be a great idea to get this gift for our husbands for Christmas. Like to buy him an event or something as opposed to getting any kind of a gift. So they like to barbecue, so that's what we thought we'd do. He's a really good cook. He does most of the cooking at home.
I just bought a gas grill. I've never owned one before. I've always had charcoal, plus I have a Traeger grill. I just want to be able to make things the right way and maybe get some few tricks or tips or something like that.
The store here is open to the students. It's also open to people who, if they come in on the weekends when we're actually having a class, we open the store up for them. These are products that they can purchase, different types of thermometers, depends on what type of grill or smoker they have, injectors, we have spices and rubs, we have spatulas and knives, and just lots of tools that they can actually utilize while they're barbecuing. Phoenix Barbecue is open only seasonal. It's too hot in the summer. A lot of people want some private classes. Occasionally we'll do those in the summertime, but we are actually only open here for classes from October through April.
Kick that fat back beat.
Oh, wow. Now you can get more information about resources and classes to become a grill master yourself at phoenixbarbecueandgrillingschool.com.
I like how you say that, Q. All right, a lot more ahead
Always
on Main
add
Street
some
Living.
sizzle.
Don't go away. Welcome back to Main Street Living. I don't know about you two, but I'm really digging our new country Main Street Living song.
You know, man, I kind of liked it myself.
Danielle, how about you? Did you like it?
It was yes, it was a bit more country than I was expecting. If I'm being honest, I just
I mean, how country?
The twangs, right?
Yeah. You know.
I think we all have a little bit of country in us, right? I mean, come on. Somewhere deep down.
I'm California born and raised, so it's a difficult one for me.
Well,
all right. Well,
regardless, you can always catch us on the move on our Cox Contour app. Just want you guys to be sure of that.
That's right. And we have new episodes of Main Street Living every Monday at 9 p.m. local time. So make sure you join us next time as we take a stroll down Main Street.
Main Street living. Yeah, they're